Hey everyone, thank you for joining my live. Just started, so we're going to give a few minutes for everyone to join, as well as we're waiting on Danielle to hop on. I hope everyone had an amazing night. I'm winding down for the night, so we will only have a 30-minute session, well, 30-minute live tonight. Let me get Danielle on here.
Yeah.
How's
Hey.
your evening going?
Oh, tired. I'm in the house. It's loud in here.
Girl, I think I'm enclosed in my room right now. Lock my doors. I'm like, look, I'm doing a live tonight, okay?
Jeez.
Hey, Coach E, thanks for joining.
Mm-hmm.
So tonight's session, we only have 30 minutes, right? So we're going to go ahead and just cut to the chase. I know tonight we were supposed to have Cherish Hicks on, but unfortunately she cannot make it. Cherish does send her love. And as we talk about Cherish right now, let's just go ahead and kind of dive into how we met Cherish. I know this topic tonight is all about healing through creative expression. So I know it was some time ago, maybe last year or 2 years ago, when I was speaking with you, and I was just like, let's go out and try this sound bowl meditation, and it was lit.
Oh yeah, we did two actually. We did one I think last year, like the day after my birthday, like my birthday weekend or something. And then we did another one. So we definitely went to two. Both events were very powerful, they were amazing. And ever since then I have been hooked on Sound Bowl, and I have been practicing at my neighborhood YMCA going. I try to go at least once a week because it definitely helps with just a lot of stuff. And yeah, so I definitely have been hooked on Sound Bowl since Cherish. So she has blessed me with that peaceness, and I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely healing. So for those who don't know what sound bowls are different or crystals, right? And you use it to go around and play off the sound of the different frequencies. So it's different healing frequencies that come from sound bowls. And per Cherish, because we did have some interview questions from her, what actually led her into sound bowls and guided meditation was she was going through a dark space in her life too. And she decided to surrender and give in to that feeling, give in to that knowing, that knowledge, that understanding that her calling is way bigger than what may meet the eye. So she decided to bring sound bowls and guided meditation into not only her life, but the life of others as well. And it was through that she learned the power of the sound bowls and what it can do to help alleviate stress, anxiety. Per her words, she states that the sound frequencies, such as like 432 hertz, it helps to improve like your nervous system. So it allows you to just put your guards down. And I remember that was something similar that we experienced when we first started attending her sound bowl meditation sessions. It was relaxing. We were able to get the sounds, and something just happened in my body, I know for
Yeah,
sure.
I know from a psychology point of view, that state that your body is in is that parasympathetic. I think that's the correct way to say that. Um, Now I'm studying in that realm now to go more into that mental capacity to learn more about that space. It's putting your body at the exact opposite of your fight or flight. So when you are at that restful state, your body is at a point where it's just surrendering to just no fight or flight. So it's giving your body that chance to really just rest and restore. So when you are in that state of listening to sound bowls, you are really at a point of just like you're surrendering to just doing nothing. Your mind can just relax. It can rest. So those sound bowls are really cleansing your body. They, like you said, with the nervous system, it's doing all of that stuff to keep your body at a down at that restful state. So then, even after a sound bowl, you should be able to get to that highest level of REM sleep because your body has taken itself out of fight or flight.
Yeah, even talking about it just brings me so much peace. About just the sounds, how it goes throughout my body. I remember I was looking at it was a movie with my Safe Haven sisters. I believe the movie name is Healed. The name of it's called Healed. But anyway, on Healed, this guy, this doctor, this young lady was stressed out, like she had patches all over her skin. The doctors didn't really know what it was. It was just rashes, right? And she decided go to this doctor who used sound frequency to really like identify what it was that was like causing you the stress, causing you the tension. And when he put her under this machine, he turned up the frequency in her body. And it took, he said it took like a very high level to kind of push past that stress level
Mhm.
that she, because a lot of us, as you pointed out, we're in fight or flight mode. A lot of us, quite often, right? Look at what's going on in the world right now. Every time you open up your phone, or even if you walk outside, like something is always happening. And that's not really normal. You know, we are special beings and we have a special purpose here. And all of this stuff that we, right? Come on now, sis. All this stuff that we're going through is just like it's causing division, causing us to be confused. And a lot of times we're not able to like elevate to like our true being, our true essence. And he was able to push past that. So we have all this stress, we suffering from PTSD, and the sound frequencies were able to just kind of like cleanse out her nervous system, and actually it helped to alleviate the patches that were on her skin. And a lot of times they say that sound can also heal you too. And I'm a firm believer of
A
that.
firm believer that it does definitely healing. And I think your after your sound healing also makes a huge difference on what you're actually doing. Like when I do my sound healing at the YMCA, I have a very educated teacher that's in that realm that talks and educates us a ton. And I learned that after sound, you need to drink warm water or have warm tea. And warm water helps dilute toxins out of your body, and it helps release them and get them out of your body. So you do that. You do 3 cups of warm water after sound that night or that evening or that day that you did sound, and then that very next day after doing sound, you get 3 more cups of warm water, and it just helps flush you out. And what I also do sometime I'll end either that next day I'll do a foot detox that's pulling out with the copper and the ionic foot detox where it's pulling out. So now that healing, that sound bowl and them healings, it got them frequencies and it did all that nervous with my nervous system. So it's healing my body, taking toxins and it's taking negativity and it's taking trauma, and hurt and it's taking pain, and then that warm and that foot detox is pulling that stuff right on about your body. And I one day I did it, and this was the first time I had ever did it after sound. Water was pitch black. After, so I know that it's healing, and I know it works. For you.
Yeah, that's really good. And thanks for sharing that with me too.
Hey, Mom.
I like, for me, I want to say I'm new to the sound bowl. Hold on one moment. I'm sorry, y'all. You know, Jada has to. She's been doing this since she was like 8 months. Okay, she has to make sure that she makes her round with me whenever I'm going on live. Yeah, I think she's gonna be back. So let me just crack this door for her. But yeah. So when it comes down to sound bowls and healing, I want to say I'm not really new to it, but I've been using it for quite some time, like with my business in particular, right? So what I do with the candle making and the guided meditations, so the sessions I lead are intentional, right? And you and I collaborate a lot too. I often play either neo soul music
Mm-hmm.
or some 432 hertz music, right? Something with like some sound to it, some healing sound, something that helps to calm your nervous system. And what I've noticed is when I play this music, it's not just like my words, because a lot of people say like I have a calm voice,
Mm-hmm.
but it's music. It's the music that's helping put people at a relaxed state.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I love to do what I do too, because you just see like you know, you give them the permission to release and just like let their shoulders down and relax and just really take in at the moment like what that sound is and be intentional with your words. So all of that comes into play. And that's why, you know, healing through creative expression is a big deal.
Oh yeah. And that's one thing I like about your classes with what you offer. You allow and create a safe space for people. Being in your class and taking your classes and even assisting with your class with your candle making classes, it's so relaxing and it's so healing. Like the journal, the writing out the negative stuff and then writing the positive things and then ripping the stuff out of the pages. Like all that stuff is stuff that's powerful and that's needed. And like I said, being in a mental health space and like really just learning and growing more, that like my nonprofit is about, well, we started off with financial literacy, but we've been pivoting now since doing financial literacy cohorts and working with children and adults and stuff, that our people need something a little bit, they need a little bit more help in other areas. And the mental capacity has not been, they have not been okay here. So, which is making me want to pivot to going into the mental health field to learn more. I'm back in school now. So it's just like, I really am infatuated about learning more about how to heal my people. What do I have to do? So if I got to learn from a clinical aspect, what is really going on with you? And then from a holistic standpoint, how do we merge these two things together to allow healing to actually come around and actually manifest and actually do what the work that we need to do? How do I combine the two? So that's more so what I'm kind of interested in doing. And I just, like I said, I love with your candle making spaces. You have that high frequency music on. You have that, like I said, them spaces, so you can literally create a candle with intention. You affirmations and like, oh, just I'm just so ready for Saturday, y'all. Well, next Saturday. Look, I'm talking like it's this Saturday. I wish, but next year I can't wait, y'all. I just cannot wait for the Mind Your Mind workshop. Like, it's just gonna be amazing. Just us coming together, doing something, collaborating. I'm excited.
I already know it's going to be a beautiful event. And I've been in some of your financial literacy courses too.
Mm-hmm.
And things that you also incorporate, you do incorporate meditation at the beginning of the session. So go ahead and dive a little bit into that as well, because who would think that before they get ready to take a financial literacy course, that they are actually being instructed to be mindful? So what made you incorporate that, and have you seen a difference since you began incorporating it?
Yeah, yeah. So actually, I want to say, working with you kind of opened that up to me. But I really feel like that doing it and allowing that space to take that edge off before I tell them that, hey, we're gonna meditate first, we're gonna take a couple of breaths and we're gonna woosah, and we're gonna get some of whatever, however we started our day, however we may have started our week, we're gonna take some of that off. And we're gonna breathe, and we want to be able to release some things that no longer serve us before we can actually fill our cup up with some new information. So I believe that that's something, that's how I started my classes. And I think since I started doing that, that I feel like I grabs my students' attention when I do that. And they're like, whoa, what is this lady about to, what is she doing? Like, what is going on here? Like, and it's crazy because I've commanded attention from a room of over 50 students. And I'm talking about high school students. And one time it was a passing period. They were coming in and out, and they were going from one class to the other class. And then I was in the gym room and I was presenting, and I made everybody stop. When I say you kids was stopping, they were like, they stopped
Uh,
had a seat, and they was just like, oh, okay, let me do what this lady doing, because she told us we had to do this. And you, like, when I tell you, literally, I was able to keep their attention. And we're talking about, like, again, high school students. Like, why would you think that this was important? But it worked. It kept their attention, kept them engaged. So since then, I've been doing it for all my classes.
I go back to my motto that I feel like we're all connected. We are. So even with you mentioning like the other kids took wind of it and they sat down and they started falling in line, right? I feel like that's a certain code that we operate off of.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a lot of stuff is like overshadowed because we're living so much in the world and we're conformed of the world, and we should not be conformed of the world, granted it's going to happen, but if you pull back all the layers and you think about like even the ancient Egyptians, like everything, the pyramids and stuff, how was that stuff built? Even to this day they can't even tell you how it was built. But even more and more knowledge comes down to the power of frequency, like how frequency can actually move
Yes.
items, you guys, move items. And if we're all tapped in like how they state that we are too energetically, what do you think is doing in the inside of you? Is moving things around. And then,
Yeah.
as Cherish pointed out too in some of her questions that she answered, outside of the sound bowls, we're talking about the guided meditation. Meditation is mentioned 23 times in the Bible. 23. And what is meditation? Meditation is just really going back to your breath and being still.
Mm-hmm.
Being being still in the present moment. So that brings some type of form of relaxation. And it's amazing that you bring into your financial literacy class too. Because for me, I know I need to get on top of my financial literacy goals. And one thing that does impact me is my mind. It's like going everywhere, right? But I didn't even think about, Taharia, why don't you just breathe through this? Why don't
Yeah.
you tell her to walk you through a guided meditation real quick?
Like it's real, and like, and people say like, how does finances and your mental capacity, how do they compare, how do they even come two and two? And it has a lot to do with one another, because people being depressed or sad about their money issues will cause people to go into a mental fall. So but mentally, if you're not strong enough to know how to cope through and breathe through and use your tools to know how to get through situations where mentally you're not okay, I don't care what you get presented to or presented with when it comes to money. Somebody could write you a check for $1 million today, but if mentally you're unstable, guess what you're gonna do with that money? You're gonna blow it. You're gonna
Yeah, yeah.
blow it.
Yes, Queen.
Because mindset is everything. So if mentally you're not okay, again, that's why I had to pivot back and pull back on teaching financial literacy. I said, hold on, I got to teach these people something else. These babies got to learn something else. We got to talk about mind. We got to talk about mind, body, soul, spirit, connecting all these things together to become whole. And then after we're whole, then we can start talking about some other aspects. We can start talking about how we grow money and build money and become successful. But you're not going to be successful if mentally you're not okay. Like with my students right now, and I teach them about like careers and picking careers. And just because you pick a rewarding career does not mean you're going to be successful.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not mean that. You mentally have to be okay first for you to be successful. So you have to heal. So like I said, my husband right now is working on some stuff. I can't wait till I can get my trauma informed certificate so I can really teach about trauma. Again, like I said, I'm so infatuated with learning more about this space that I can't wait till I have all the credentials that I need to really help people and heal people, because that's really what I feel like that's my calling. Seriously, it's bigger than just talking about money. It's about helping my people.
I love that. And we got some comments in the chat too. By Vivaciously You. Learning how to hold the vibration brings the abundance. Wealth is a state of mind.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And I actually had a chance to like kind of dive into one of her retreats not too long ago, where they were playing the sound bowls, and we went ahead and we were just discussing like a different book insert, and it was just so peaceful, so calming, so relaxing. To be able to share that space with my sisters, of course, and they just brought in that extra layer of like protection and guidance through the sound bowls and through us having a conversation. And I'm sorry, my throat today. Let me go ahead and get something to drink. One moment.
Get your water.
Please. I've been fasting today. Take
Yeah.
it easy. I only drank tea, water, and I made me some fruit juices. So I made some what is it? Strawberry and pineapple with some ginger root.
Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Fasting, detoxing, fasting, or put whichever word you want to use, it's the same thing. But you got to detox and you have to eliminate toxins and you got to cleanse your body in order for your mental state to work the way that it needs to, so you can get away from mental fog, from not remembering things, being able to just think more clearly, and also being able to tap into that other gut, which is our actual stomach, which is the second brain. So allowing these two things to connect together. So making sure that we are fasting, we are detoxing our body so we can get to that higher level of self and be able with that higher level of consciousness and be able to tap into ourself when we really need to. It's so important. And these are things that I teach in my classroom too, outside of money, because again, health is wealth. It's bigger than just we got to talk about what we put in our mouths, what we're seeing, what we're actually watching, what we're actually putting into our ears. So any way of consuming it, we have to make sure that we're being very protective of how we protect this thing here, this temple, this body of ours. So I talk about that a lot. So it's so important. So I just can't wait. Just be able to do a little bit more. Like with our mindful mind event, I told to her, I said, I want all high vibrational foods. I said, I want fruits, I want vegetables, I want water, I want If I can get one of my girls to come and do some juices and have some juices there, I will have that, some freshly squeezed juice there. Just like I just want like high vibrational food there. I really do. No vibrational stuff that's gonna have people like, oh, I'm super full. No, so we won't have no fried chicken. Sorry. I was thinking about maybe some sandwiches, but we'll see. But I really want it to be real fresh, real just on a again, I want it high. I want the vibrations high. I want everybody to be on floating when they leave up out the room. I want them to feel like they floating. That's what I want.
To go back to the theme, right? Mind your mind. And
Mind
what
your mind.
exactly does that mean? Like each week, you guys, you see, we're coming on the platform and we're just discussing different little breakdowns of like what's leading up to the event. And this portion in particular with the healing through creative expression, that goes hand in hand with everything. So as Danielle just stated, high vibration. Well, when you think about the sound frequencies, right? The music, the meditations, like all of that is on a high vibrational level. What I often do with my clients as a life coach, I do provide them with something called the Wheel of Life. And with the Wheel of Life, you remember that? Yeah. With the Wheel of, you have these different segments in your life. I believe it's like between 8 to 10, right? Where you're to fill in like how whole and complete do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 in these different areas. And once you start pulling back the layers and you actually have a chance to sit back and really see it in your face, you're able to see like where your cup is overflowing and where your cup is not overflowing, where you may need to pour some more love and attention into it, right? But all of that comes from a high vibrational standpoint because if your mind is blocked and you're not willing to go ahead and just really do like the inner work, you're not able to pull anything out of it. So that's why your food is important, the balancing of life is important, what you take in, because what you hear, they say music, what is it? Music is the language of the world, right? It's the language of the universe. And that's because of the frequencies that's behind it, the energy that's behind it. And all of that penetrating and going right into
Oh
you.
yeah.
So be mindful of what you're taking in. And when it comes down to events that are really there to help pick you up and pour more into you, I would highly suggest that you guys take part in that, like take note in it, especially and we're doing it for free.
For
Um,
me.
yes, for free. And remember, like this is a transfer of energy. Like
Yeah.
we're transferring our energy, we're transferring our time, we're transferring our gifts, and we just want for those who are willing, ready to receive. And even if you don't know anything about it, just come out and enjoy and just see if it's something that you're willing to like tap into. We're gonna have yoga, we're gonna have guided meditation. I'm gonna do my intentional candle making. We're gonna do sip and paint, you guys, and go ahead and go over the rest of
I think
it.
that's about everything. The IV hydration was supposed to be a part of it. That's kind of on the fence. We're not sure if that's going to be offered or not. We are going to be doing mini manicures as well, express manicures, and then express massages. So we just waiting to hear back from everybody to confirm their attendance for our vendors that's coming to give their time for free and or their services for free as well to make sure that everybody's still coming. But either way, we're going to have a good time. Whether somebody come or don't come, whoever's supposed to be there gonna be there. Who not there, they wasn't supposed to be there. So we ain't gonna even trip. It is what it is. We gonna let it go. We gonna let it flow. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Um, I'll probably be leading the yoga. I'm not a yoga instructor, y'all, but I've done so much and learned so much yoga. I know so much yoga. My yoga mat even has all the yoga poses on it. So we're gonna do a real light beginning, opening up of yoga, a couple of stretches, and then we're gonna get into that what they call a I can't think of the name of it, but it's basically that state when you kind of just rest in yoga. So
Like a Zen. No?
lay. We're gonna lay down and lay flat.
All right.
So we're gonna like restorative yoga poses, and we're gonna do legs up the wall because that's a really good restful state that actually helps with anxiety and depression and a whole lot of other body healing mechanism. When you put your legs, elevate them above your head, it helps your body a ton. So we'll be doing that. We'll find us a partner, and we'll be doing that on next Saturday as well. So I'm so excited to just be a part of this event. I'm gonna be doing the stuff as if I'm not a host. Like so, I'm going and I'm getting everything done as if I'm not a host. I will be there partaking in the event as well, just like everybody else.
Look, that's what I plan. You just see him putting the legs over the head. I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to that. That sounds nice and
It's gonna
relaxing.
it's gonna feel awkward when you first do it. You've never done it before, so I will give that disclaimer to everybody that if you do feel that like, oh my God, what's going on in my body? You feel like it's my legs going to sleep, and when that happens, it's normal because your body like, what are you doing? Hello, what's going on here? But you just gotta gently wiggle them toes a little bit and let your body know, hey, we not broken. We know what we're doing. We're doing this on purpose. It's intentional. So once you let your body know that, hey, I'm doing this on purpose, you still be able to sit there for a little bit. We won't do it for too long, but it has a lot of great health benefits in doing it. Especially if you're, like I said, if you're like overly have like really high anxiety, you're stressed out, you're feeling depressed in a dark space. Literally, you could just do that at home for 5 minutes, and you could literally do it in your bed and just put your legs up against, literally just hold them up so that they up in the air, and it literally it puts your body like in a space like you're upside down, and it helps reset your mind, and it just does wonderful things for you. So do that with some deep breaths, closing your eyes. You're gonna be real good in 5 minutes.
So it's all about the creative
Yeah.
expression, guys. As you right, it's all about yourself up, like going back to that childhood, go back to being free, go back to just being relaxed. I don't know. Like even yesterday, I had an aha moment. I was sitting down, so I'm still doing my detoxing, and like I don't know, I just was able to be still, right? And I allow God to send me whatever message was being sent to me. And the message was like, just be still. So I was in my chair just like this, y'all. Y'all see my little office space, but I was just sat back. I didn't play no music. I didn't look at my phone, and I just was relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for me being relaxed and let my guards down, I felt whatever it was that was being sent my way. Like I felt the energy being transferred into
Mm.
me. And yeah, like real talk. And it wasn't until like I got up that it kind of like cut off. But I was so thankful and I was just grateful and I was just giving back my praises as well and just saying thank you for giving me what you just sent me, you know. And I was breathing it in too, girl. And that's just something that again, Cherish pointed out that it's stated in the Bible 23 times about meditation, and for those who believe in the word and even those who don't believe in it. I know we all on our different paths, but one thing that we cannot go against is just like the simple peace that you feel
Mm-hmm.
when you just be relaxed and be still and be in the present moment. And if you incorporate breathing techniques like how we talked about with the guided meditation, along with sound bowl healing, some type of sound frequencies into your like your practices, you'll be able to see like the changes, and not to mention, you know, food changing things, way changing the ways that we take things in. Um, so if you look at my page, you'll see like especially with the journey that I'm on, I'm sharing you guys my yoga techniques, what I do with the intentional candle making, what I do with the guided meditations, and just going on the journey because I'm transforming right in front of you guys' eyes, and I hope that you guys have you know, just the capacity to go ahead and change with me. Like we're in this together.
Oh yeah, that sounds great. That's powerful, girl. Yes, I love it.
And I know we're getting ready to be at time. I was looking to see. Oh, I got my little sound bowl.
You got
It's not a huge one. I forgot what the Betty bowl. But yeah, I come over, I be trying to play with it a little bit. Jada likes to come in and she'll have me breathe in and breathe out with it. So as we wrap up, let's go ahead and do it. I'm not a sound bowl person, you guys. Like I don't play it,
hit
but
it.
I'll go ahead.
You got down when you put it flat on a flat surface.
Yeah, it's gonna do it, okay? So I'm gonna put it on the flat surface as you suggested, and when I hit it, what I want us to do, and both of us can get into a relaxed state
Mm-hmm.
too, and I want to do just 12 count breathing, okay? So we're gonna breathe in 4 breaths through our nostrils. We're gonna hold it for 4 seconds, and then we're gonna release it for 4 seconds, and then we're gonna do that 3 times. All right? Get into a relaxed position. Breathe in through your nose. Hold. Relax and release out your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. Release out your mouth. And as you do so, I want you to inhale with intention. As you're breathing in, I want you to breathe in all that light, that joy, that peace, the sound. Hold on to it. And release tension, worry, fear, stress, all of it out your mouth. And we're going to do it one more time. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. Release out your mouth. All right. We can open up our eyes. That sound frequencies felt so good. The breathing felt amazing. And doing it here with my sister felt even better. So, yeah. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for tonight. For those who are not able to catch us, then of course you're looking and you're going to be able to catch the replay. And I'm going to post this on our channels and also YouTube. And don't forget, spread the word that we do have our Mind Your Mind workshop. It's free for the first 20 participants on October 12th, which is World Mental Health Day, so in celebration of World Mental Health Day. So come out, get your mental together, and get some of these vibes from Danielle and myself. So you don't want to miss it.
Not at all.
All right. Talk to you
See
later.
y'all later. Bye.